guys, welcome back to Strong Successful Male. So for today in the Ask SSM video series, I got an email from a subscriber. This guy is 25 years old, and he's asking me if I thought it was a good idea for him to date his boss's daughter. You're going to see that in his little story here, essentially that he's changing jobs pretty soon by the end of the year, so we're talking like 3 months, and he figures, hey, what the hell, I'm leaving anyway, so what's the big deal? And you're also going to see as I go through this thing that, to be perfectly honest, she's not exactly a catch. You're going to see that in the looks department, she's not that great. She's kind of masculine. He thinks that probably one day she'll be big like her mom. But it seems like he's putting a lot of effort in just what he considers to be an easy lay. And so I'm going to go through his thing here and share my opinion on this subject, so that way he can understand where I'm coming from to make the right choice, as well as any guys may be in his situation thinking this is a good idea. He says, hey SSM, I just want to ask your opinion on if I should pursue my boss's daughter. I'm 25 years old and she is 19. I know I shouldn't deal with coworkers, but I know I'm quitting come this new year, and I will never see her often enough to make starting a fling worth it. I live about an hour away. Attachment isn't an issue, as I just moved here 5 weeks ago. He says, and I have never seen her before this work trip. I did lightly pursue her during the trip. We connected pretty easily, but since it was a work trip, things fell through with not enough time before leaving to set anything else up. So I'm sure, unless something is set up, I won't run into her much anyway. Her mom gave her supervisor position, and I can feel the masculinity in her personality. Oh, well, that's sexy. And I'm being sarcastic. She's not that way with me, but I don't need any convincing anything past casual, and that'll change. She's probably in the 6 to adjustable 7 range with makeup, as Kevin Samuels used to say. So she's a 6, but at best, with a lot of makeup on, like Ronald McDonald, she's a 7. Masculine and barely a 7 with makeup on. To give an idea of what she looks like, long hair, a little acne on the face, D-cup, nice butt, thick legs. She's not fat, but she isn't skinny either. She's thick. And one day she may be bigger. So it is also concerning, she looks like she'll be heavy as her mom sooner rather than later. Ding, ding, ding. Pay attention to what the girl's mom looks like. So should I move on or call it a loss? Get something casual and short-term going? Or keep her around for a long term as an out-of-town hookup and risk an attachment despite the red flags? I do have family there, so I'll be back sometimes. Her age and not wanting kids is no issue for me because I don't want any myself before reaching certain goals in life. I'm 50-50 on the decision, but leaning towards a no. Although being here for a few more months, that no will likely be doubted. Okay, bro, so let me get this straight. She's a 6, maybe a 7 on a good day with some makeup on. Yeah, she's got long hair and a nice ass and boobs, but she's thick, and you see her mom's a blimp, so one day she might be a blimp too. She's masculine, as you said, but not much with you, even though you haven't been around her very often, and you're spending a lot of time and energy thinking about her and this whole thing. Bro, she's your boss's daughter, okay? Now, I know you say that you're going to be changing jobs pretty soon, at the end of the year, so we're looking at less than 3 months. But here's the deal. You have no idea if that new job that you have lined up is going to fall through. We are in a recession right now. Even though the politicians and the economists don't want to admit it, we are. And it's going to get worse. Already companies are doing hiring freezes, and some are very quietly doing layoffs. That is going to accelerate. And a lot can happen in a few months. Trust me, okay? I make this stuff my passion. So you get involved with your boss's daughter, and all of a sudden, in a few months, that job that you had thought you had lined up because you're the new guy, all of a sudden falls through. You're now going to need this job to keep paying the bills and all that. Okay? And if it gets out that you're nailing the boss's daughter, your ass could be fired pretty quickly, or he'd find a way to get rid of you. Okay? So it's not worth it. Now, if she was just another coworker, not the boss's daughter, just another coworker that you could probably have an easy lay with, I would then say wait till you got done the job and left and got hired in the new job, then you could hook up with her. But because it's the boss's daughter, I'd say no. There are other girls out there that I'm sure you could hook up with. But I figured that she showed enough interest, they figured, hey, this is an easy ass, right? Also, even if you get the new job, you might need this recommendation from your boss later on down the road? Is it worth potentially jeopardizing this reference? Think about that. Again, a piece of ass that's a 6, barely a 7, at best in the right light, versus a good recommendation that could help your career. See, you're focusing on chasing ass instead of chasing your purpose. Right now, it should be your purpose. Now, again, I'm going to come back to that in a moment. So no, you should not do this. I think you need to focus on your job in the last few months that are there to make sure everything's cool, so when you leave, if the other one falls through, you're in a good, secure footing here, okay? Now, 2, you said here, let me just look at my notes. I actually wrote this stuff down. Don't waste your time and energy on a gal, because you obviously are wasting time and energy because you took the time to write me about this and you've been thinking about all these alternatives on a chick that's a 6. Barely a 7, who you said is masculine, who you barely know. You said her mom's fat, or you alluded to that, and that she may be one day, that you're not that into, but you think you can get some easy ass from. If you were going to put this time and energy, at least put it into a gal that is an 8, that you actually are attracted to, like, have a good time with. That is if you're actually going to do that type of thing because you're a relationship guy. But here's the deal. Put over a 6... a girl that you could probably get 6s no problem if you're a guy that follows my work and is on his purpose, on his grind. So there's a lot of energy for a 6 or a 7. Again, a 7 at best if she has her makeup on, all that. So really think about that. And last but not least, bro, you are 25. Your number one priority shouldn't be chasing ass, even though that's what most guys do. Your priority should be your purpose, your grind. I want your 110% of your time focused on you being the best you can be with your job, rising up. I know you're getting a new job, so good for you. Doing a great job of that job at that job, and then moving up to be promoted, making more money, all that. Not wasting your time and energy on 6s, okay? And potentially jeopardizing your future just because you want to hook up with the boss's daughter. Now, that may be a kind of a turn-on for you, hooking up the boss's daughter, but you get my point. Also, she's 19. She's a kid. And you never know what could happen. What if there's an accident and she gets pregnant? These are important things to address. So I say absolutely, you look at the risk-reward scenario here, and there's a whole lot more risk than reward for hooking up with this girl. Now, if she was a 9 or 10 and purely was a hookup and you wanted to experience a 9 or 10, I could kind of get you having a little more thinking about this and asking me this question. But even if it was a 9 or 10, I would not advise you to potentially risk any problems with your career over that. Simply not worth it. At the end of the day, you can go hire a girl for an hour. I mean, seriously. So no, bro, I would not worry about her. Don't waste your time. Focus on doing a good job with your current employment now. And then when you get the new job, focus on that. End of story. It's not worth it. So I hope that answers your question. That goes for any other guy. I think it's a good idea if you are at your job and you think you can sneak around, hook up with the boss's daughter, or even if you leave. And also, on the subject of dating coworkers. It's a bad idea to date coworkers, especially in this Me Too era, because you could date them, have a good time, and it fizzles. Next thing you know, they got a complaint about you. It happens, all right? It's just not work. Where you go for your work, for your paycheck, that is business. And don't mix personal with business, okay? There are plenty of gals y'all can date that are not involved with your work, with your livelihood. And I know this dude, you're young. I mean, you're not super young, but you're still young. And I hope you do understand this going forward. So, now real quick, guys, I'm also going to read a quick email I got from a subscriber who shares some wisdom he's gained over the years, things I talk about, and I want to tack this on here because it's definitely good for the young guys in particular, because a lot of young guys make a lot of similar mistakes, and it's easy when you get older to look back and see where you went wrong, and I'm sharing it to help the young guys out there not make the same mistakes. Now, real quick, this will only take a minute. This guy says, "Hey there, SSM. First, I want to apologize for writing this on my phone. I will likely make a lot of spelling errors that will drive you nuts, but oh well. Dude, it's fine. I don't really want to share my story because I'm honestly not all that proud of my past mistakes. I do want to say that what you are doing here is great for the younger crowd, and they need to hear this stuff." Thank you very much, and I really do think what I'm doing here is important for the younger crowd, because sadly the young guys don't have much male role models these days, or the male role models they have are a bunch of pussies. For myself, most of the mistakes I made in my youth was because I grew up seriously hating myself. I had such low self-esteem that I felt I needed other people in my life to complete me and make me happy. The reality, however, was far from the case. On more than one occasion, I found myself in a relationship with girls I couldn't stand listening to for more than a couple of minutes, wanting to get out, but then feeling lonely and sad when I do, and feeling like I needed to get back together again, only to wash, rinse, and repeat. In other words, yeah, you were lonely. A lot of guys are, and you had attachments, and you need a girl to complete you. You couldn't handle being by yourself and everything, and you settled for a lot of crap that you normally wouldn't settle for. You didn't check girls. You put up with girls that you didn't really like anyway, just so you wouldn't be alone. A lot of young guys do that. It's a mistake, but nobody tells us this stuff, and it takes us a while to figure that out. At the end of the day, it doesn't matter if the sex is great. If you are broken inside, your relationship will be broken. You will take shit you shouldn't take, and you will choose bad people because you don't know what good even is. Correct, I agree. The true key to good and healthy relationship is to start with yourself. Fix yourself first before you even attempt to be with someone else. Be comfortable being yourself on your own, alone if you must. Yes, you can only make yourself happy, guys. You can't rely on other people to make you happy. This has come up a lot lately in the videos I've done. You got to focus on you, making you the best you can be. And this is why a lot of guys, when they get out of these awful relationships and these stories I do, I tell them, don't get in any fucking relationships. Don't do any dating. Work on yourself. Figure out where you went wrong in your previous relationships that led to a lot of shit going down. Hit the gym. Get in good shape. Educate yourself on the material I talk about. Self-improvement, blah, blah, blah. Once you get there, you'll be feeling good about yourself. And when you're feeling good, you don't tolerate people in your life that are going to jerk you around, mistreat you, take advantage of you. It's the truth. And those of you that were there at one time, allowing people to treat you that way, and you worked on yourself, once you started feeling good about yourself, it was night and day. And it's amazing how people treated you once you started feeling good about yourself. It says here, and never be the guy who thinks that they can be friends with someone they like. It doesn't matter if you can manage your feelings. That kind of relationship goes nowhere. Translation, don't waste your time being friends with girls you like. You either ask them out or you don't. You ask them out and they turn you down, that's it. You're not going to waste your time trying to be her friend. That's some bullshit they show in movies. And in the movies and TV shows, the guy always gets the girl. But girls know that guys do this on purpose. It's a fake friendship. You're just being a chump, thinking that friendship actually matters, when in reality it doesn't. The first step of being a man is being able to walk away and feel good about it. Don't take any crap and don't compromise your own happiness for the sake of someone who doesn't give a crap about you. Amen, brother. That's all I wanted to say. I know it's not an entertaining story, but what you're doing means a lot. It's a message men and women need to hear. Exactly, bro. Short and sweet, but it's not a big story, but I thought you had very good points there, and you learned the hard way the things I talk about. So anyway, guys, this was a quick thing here, but again, to the guy in the beginning, don't waste your time with your boss's daughter. Don't waste your time with coworkers. Some easy ass isn't worth the potential repercussions if it gets back to the boss or has an impact on your job. Your job, your livelihood is business. Don't mix personal with business. Otherwise, come back to bite you in the ass. So I hope you listen to me, and good luck with your new job. Focus on your goals, your ambitions. That your 20s is the time to make something of yourself, guys, not to be running around chasing ass. The guys that chase ass all the time, eventually, those same girls will be chasing the guys that were on their purpose. That's how it works. So you chase your purpose, and those girls will chase you, if that's what you want. All right, guys, that's it for today. Be sure to comment down below. Let me know what you think about this. And be sure to like the video, share with your friends, and subscribe. I'll catch you next time.